Fox News alert. This is the breaking news I shared with you just before we went to commercial break. Canada's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau saying moments ago on X, President Trump's proposed tariffs will be paused for at least 30 days for his country. Trudeau wrote in part, Canada's making new commitments to appoint a fentanyl czar. We will list cartels as terrorists, ensure 24/7 eyes on the border, launch a Canada-U.S. joint strike force to combat organized crime, fentanyl, and money laundering. I have also signed a new intelligence directive on organized crime and fentanyl, and we will be backing it with $200 million. We are waiting to see what the White House says about this.
US President Donald Trump is delaying Mexico's import tariffs for a month in a temporary deal to prevent drug and gun trafficking. Joining us live now, the Chief Investment Officer at the Motley Fool, Scott Phillips. G'day, Scott. So has Trump won here? I mean, he's got something out of Mexico, even if he winds back the tariffs.
Yeah, Pete, good morning. Lucky we're not playing a tariff drinking game, mate. It's way too early in the morning to start. We'd be in trouble this week. Yeah, look, he's won this one, and what I think is fascinating, this is absolutely peak Donald Trump, right? We know he's a negotiator, we know he's a trader. We heard about that earlier in the show. What's really fascinating here is he's got two different parties, and he gets to play them off against each other. But not only does he get what he wanted out of Mexico, but he gets to say to the Canadians, indirectly, if not directly, particularly the Canadian citizens, look, the Mexicans did the right thing. They helped me out. I looked after them. They're not going to feel any pain. You guys, you decided to say no to me. And look what I'm making happen in Canada. So you get both. He gets both cases, by the way. The base is pretty keen. He's throwing that muscle, that weight around. He's telling Mexico what to do. He's telling Canada what to do. He's going to play beautifully with his voters. Not necessarily that he has another term, although there's been rumours about that one. But yeah, in terms of the midterms and just general popularity of his style of politics, is playing beautifully in the US, and he gets to, as I said, trade off or set the others against each other.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, it's a smart play, isn't it? I mean, it's silly. All this trade war stuff is silly, right? But it's a smart play to get something.
if you're going to do it, this is how you play it. As I said before, it's pure schoolyard bully stuff, right? It's literally do what I want or I will hurt you. I mean, it's ridiculous. But if you're going to do it, and right, that's exactly it. So you get what you want. And as I said, the fact that Canada went one way, Mexico went the other, is absolutely manna from heaven for Donald Trump, because he gets to then look at the two separately and make those two cases, use the Mexican success. Now, success is relative, right? So they're going to have to throw 10,000 soldiers at the border, but it means Mexican products aren't impacted, Mexican businesses aren't impacted. Canada, on the other hand, feeling the pain and will feel the pain of those tariffs going both ways. American products more expensive, less American demand for their products. $1 trillion a day. $1 trillion a year, I should say. $1 trillion a year is the expected trade between Canada and the US. So we're talking about really, really big impacts, really big dollars as well.
Yeah, so look, he's had a call with Trudeau today and it was not as productive. The Canadians obviously still working out, how to maybe get something out of it too. There's going to be a second call to take place today. We'll wait to hear what comes as a result of that. But now, what should we be encouraged about this, Scott, here in Australia? Because, America is by and large the better winner, the bigger winner out of trade between America and Australia. So why would they hurt us?
Yeah. Depends what they want. So, trade-wise, there's no reason to hurt Canada either, because, the US will lose from those tariffs on Canada. Donald Trump will win politically because he'll get to say, look what I did. Maybe it stops the flow of immigrants. Maybe it stops what tiny amounts of fentanyl come across the Canadian-US border. So the Yankees don't win this one, but politically, Donald Trump gets a political win. So the answer for us, unfortunately, look, who would have, you say, well, we're allies. Why would they attack us? You say, well, Canada's the same. I suspect we're okay until Donald Trump wants something. And then our leaders are going to have to make a decision as to which way they go. Do you take the Mexican appeasement option? Do you take the Canadian hairy-chested option? We know
Colombian appeasement too.
China, right? Well, China threw tariffs at Australian wine, barley, lobsters back in 2020. So we've been here before. And at that point, we said, well, effectively get stuffed. We'll do what we want. It took 5 years or 4.5 years for that to be removed entirely. We've got some really big decisions to make. If Donald Trump wants something, the best, I guess, hope for us now is he doesn't seem keen to make demands of us for anything in particular. But if and when he does, we're going to have some really serious conversations to have.
Yep. All right. Again, Treasurer coming up shortly. I'll put that to him if he fears any of that. Good to see you as always, Scott. Chat again soon.